Hello, Mandy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. Can I please get your student ID number?
Yeah, just wait. Okay.
Please.
Okay.
TESL 343.
Yeah.
And what do you need help with today, Mandy?
I was revising last time's that little part of the part two, and then I think I would need help to see which kind of assessment for the part three of the paper.
I'm gonna state the purpose from drafting to we're all set. Let's get started.
Okay. This is the part three, the day three one.
Term project part 3.
Yeah, and this was still the part two. This was the day three one where the comment from Professor was about here. Add more details.
And are the details right there that you added?
Yeah, I added a little more to here.
Okay. Do me a favor and
Yes.
read the highlighted section out loud.
Okay. Students will get to choose their roles in the table groups. Within the groups, there will be one salesperson, 1 to 2 customers, and one note taker. Students will get to act out 3 scenarios of interaction with the salesperson. The first scenario will be where the student will be making a purchase. The second scenario will be where the student will be doing a return. The third scenario is where the students will ask for help with finding an item in their size or other colors. The salesperson is trying to sell the product to the customers by selling the item, returning it, let me change that part, and about the size or color of the item. The customers will be trying to buy items from the store, return the items, and ask for the item in different color, in different size or color. Both the salesperson and customer will be using their listening and speaking skills when communicating with each other, since they'll be listening to each other and talking back and forth with each other. The note taker will be taking notes on some of the dialogue between the customers and the salesperson. This note taker is using their listening skills and writing skills when they are taking notes. Students will switch rows 3 times until everyone gets a turn at each row.
Hold it.
Yeah, for this part.
Okay. I think you noticed somewhere in there that you made a mistake and
Mm,
you need to change something. Find it.
it's with this part here. This
Go ahead and
sentence.
update it
The
and
salesperson.
correct it what you think it should be.
Yeah, that
Is that
part.
it?
Yeah.
The salesperson is trying to sell the product to the customers by selling the item, helping with the returning process, and about the size or color. Let's see. Hey, you see where it says
Yes.
the salesperson is trying to sell the product?
Mm-hmm.
Let's rephrase it so that it
Okay.
says the salesperson will try to sell the product.
Mm.
Salesperson will try to sell the product to customers and then delete by selling the item.
Okay.
Salesperson will try to sell the product to customers, helping with the returning process. Okay, let's rephrase helping with the returning process to help with the return process. So just delete ing from
Okay.
helping and
Yeah.
return. Help with the return process and about the size or color of the item. Let's see. Return process And okay, the part that says and about the size or color of the item,
Yes.
let's update that to and answering questions about size and color. About size and color. So, oh yeah. Update answering to answer.
Okay.
And answer questions about size and color. So delete the word the. About size, replace the word or with and.
Okay.
And delete of the item.
Okay.
All right, great. Hey, give me a second. I have to plug in my laptop. It's about to die.
Oh, okay.
So other than that, is there anything else that you think needs to be corrected?
I think from last time the sentences I added was this salesperson one, and then about what they're gonna be learning, what that so-called being that role.
Okay.
Those little sentences, like, and the next one to the other one, yeah, these this one's about the
So you
other.
think everything's okay so far?
I think I just think I maybe reword the ones I added recently. Those sentences.
You highlighted?
Yeah, that's the other part I added, like about the customers.
See, the customers will be trying to buy turn the items. Salesperson and the customer using their speaking skills in each other since they're talking. Okay. First sentence.
Yes.
Part that says customers will be trained to buy items from the store. Let's rephrase that too.
Okay.
Customers will buy items from the store. Customers will buy items from the store. And then part where it says return the items, change that to return them. And ask for the items in a different size. Ask for let's rephrase that last part of the sentence.
Okay.
So it says, and ask for a specific size or color.
Mm.
Specific size or color.
Okay.
All right, is that all of it?
And then maybe the other two sentences I added about like the skill they be using with it as those roles.
Okay. Let's see. It says both the salesperson and customer using their listening and speaking skills. Let's rephrase that too.
Okay.
So at the beginning of that sentence where it says both
Mm-hmm.
the person and the customer, so just delete both. Replace the salesperson and the customer. Delete the word the from customer. Salesperson and customer will be using. Delete the word be.
Okay.
Delete the using so that it says use. The salesperson and customer. I got a better idea.
Yes.
Replace use there with practice. Salesperson and customer will practice listening and speaking. After the word speaking,
Yes.
delete the word skills. Replace the word when with while. Salesperson and customer will practice listening and speaking while communicating with each other. Does that sound?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Next sentence says, since they will be listening to each other and talking back. You don't need that sentence.
Okay.
The one that says, since they will be listening to each other and talking back.
Okay. And then the other one would be this one about the note taker.
Let's see. Note taker is using their listening skill. Right. Taker. After the word note taker,
Yes.
type the word will. Type the word delete the words is using their. Okay, no, okay. Delete the word skill.
Okay.
And delete the word skills. You're writing.
Okay.
Replace the word when with while. Delete the words they.
Okay.
The note taker will practice listening, writing, taking. That's
Okay.
okay. Anything else about this part?
I think. What I need it. It got shorter.
Is there anything else you want me to any part? Just go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. Would I need to add more to the little description I said about those three scenarios? You think? These three. Yeah.
Like add more detail.
Yeah. But would I need to add a little more to it?
See, scenario. Second scenario. Students ask for help to find the item. You don't necessarily need to, edit the graph.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
First sentence, first scenario would be. Let's rephrase that.
Yes. Okay.
So it says, yeah, at the beginning of the sentence, just type first, comma. One of the students
Okay.
will make a purchase.
Okay.
See, word student.
Yeah, I think it's at one the address. Okay.
Go ahead and delete First scenario,
Okay. Okay.
second scenario. Let's rephrase that sentence
Okay.
like
Yes.
this. Type the word next, comma. Let me ask you something,
Yes.
Sandy.
Yes.
It's this is an important detail.
Mm-hmm.
So in these three scenarios,
Yes.
with the same student who purchase, return, then to ask for help, finding sites or different color,
Uh,
or are they changing? Are they
uh,
taking turns?
the 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 so-called each scenario they should already change their roles, so it'll be a different student each time. So
I see.
yeah.
Okay. So in that case, next, type another student will make a return. Full stop.
Okay.
Now go ahead and delete. Second scenario will be where student
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
third scenario is where the student decides. Let's begin this sentence.
Yes.
Final. So another student
Mm-hmm.
asks if an item is available in their size or different color.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you can ask finding
Okay. Yes.
finally after the word student
Yes.
in between student, insert the word let's read this first. One of the students will make a purchase. Next, student turn. Finally, another student ask if available sites or a
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else about that highlighted section?
Mm, I think it should be for now.
Like,
Yeah. Um. Okay.
you said something about part 3.
Yeah. For the part 3, would the so-called the assessment be what I have in the lesson plan already? Those kind of stuff, or is that totally different from what I have the lesson plan part?
Okay, so you need to assess based on what the lesson plan is.
Okay. Yes. Mhm.
So um, so these activities right here,
Mhm.
students purchasing something, you would return,
Mhm. Yes.
asking for a size or color.
Mhm. Yes.
You need to create specific items like questions
Mhm.
that have to do with that. It has to all be related.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So you need to test the students on this
Uh-huh.
right here.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, you need to focus with the team,
Uh-huh.
which means it's not going to be something you do or speak
Mhm.
out loud. Instructor or assistant instructor observing them, right? Checklist, sort of just judge how they do based checklist. Right? So you could do it that way, or do it some other way that's considered um, alternative. But no matter what, you know, John Armour does not want you to do like a standard test,
Mhm.
which
Yeah,
is
for
just
the
down pencil and paper. He doesn't want that.
yeah.
He wants alternative,
Mm.
which is like unusual. So what I just described to you
Mhm.
with the instructor or administrator observing the entire shopping skit,
Mhm.
that's considered alternative. Or maybe you do some other alternative. Got to be alternative,
Mm. Okay.
right?
So is there so-called writing the sentences and then it's not really considered that, right? If they're just like because if they're doing the grammar part, they were writing the sentences, that wouldn't really be considered assessment, right? That. that kind.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. And the reason why I wouldn't do that is because you during the lesson, you're
Mhm.
having the students perform the different acting roles.
Mhm.
You're
Yes.
having them perform it out loud and they're speaking.
Okay. Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it wouldn't make sense to test the students to test their writing skills when they've been practicing their speaking skills. That's not a fair assessment.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
For an assessment to be fair,
Mhm.
it has to assess what they've been practicing.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And in your lesson, your students have been practicing speaking
Mhm.
because they're acting the different parts out loud,
Mhm.
verbally speaking. So that's what you should assess.
Okay. And then we'll create two more for it about that. Okay. Mm.
The only exception
Yes.
to that is you could have a little bit of writing
Mhm.
and listening because during the lesson you have a student um do the note taking part.
Mhm. Yes.
So there is a little bit of listening and writing. So
Okay.
I so I
Yes.
guess so I guess you could put a little bit of writing and listening, like maybe part of the assessment you could have like one of the students be the note taker or something like that. But then if you do that, if you do it that way, it's going to be sort of an unbalanced assessment
Okay. Yes.
because some of the students in the group will be assessed by their speaking. See what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yes.
And then the other student who has the job of listening and note taking,
Mhm.
he's just going to be assessed on his listening and writing skills. That's it. So it's going to be kind of unbalanced. So I think the way to fix that imbalance
Yes.
is to give each individual student a chance to be assessed one on one with the instructor
Mhm.
or test administrator.
Mhm.
So they could sit one on one, and then what the test administrator or instructor can do is ask the student some verbal questions,
Mhm. Yes.
such as, you know, hi, how can I help you? And then the student will verbally answer, like pretend to be the shopper
Mhm.
and say something like, yeah, I'm looking for such and such. And then they could practice doing a little dialogue, exactly the same dialogue that happened in uh, activity for the lesson. And then maybe after two or three verbal questions and
Mhm.
answers between the instructor and the student, maybe the instructor can then have the student uh, take a couple of notes according to what the instructor says, to also assess the students' listening and writing skills, because those skills were practiced as well.
Okay.
So that way, everything can be assessed, all the things that were practiced, the activity. Makes sense?
Yeah.
So maybe like 2 or 3 verbal questions and answers, and then maybe 2 or 3 things that the instructor says out loud, and then the student has to listen, then take notes.
Okay.
Basically the same things that happened in the activity.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does that sound like something you can do for part 3?
I think it's just like coming up with the 3 assessments of how I would test them based on the lesson plan ish kind of activities.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I wouldn't do anything different from what the students did in the activity, because that wouldn't be fair.
Okay. Yes. Uh-huh.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
I would have the instructor or administrator ask the student the same questions that occurred in the lesson activity, because that's what they practiced.
Yes. Okay.
Anything different would be unfair,
Okay.
because they're not ready for any.
Yes.
They're ready for this right here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So something based on this they're learning in the lesson plan.
Exactly.
And then now no paper and writing kind of assessment.
Well, you no. You could have a few writing, because remember, the students also practice listening and writing skills,
Yes.
because each student had a turn to be the note taker.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I were you, I would ask maybe like 2 or 3 verbal questions, and then have the student also take maybe like 2 or 3 notes that the teacher says. And that's it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because otherwise, what's the point of having a note taker if that skill is not going to be assessed?
Yes. Okay.
Kind of pointless, right?
Okay. So okay. Um, um, so-called in the lesson plan stuff, I had those fill in the blanks and stuff. What then? Should I involve those two, the fill in the blanks activities for the assessment?
Can I see the fill in the blank?
For one of it, it was to fill in the sentence with the vocab words. One, this the answers for it.
Here?
It's just these 10 sentences with those 10 vocabs.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it exactly like this
Okay.
for the assessment,
Mm-hmm.
because this is what John Armour wants you to avoid, because
Okay.
this
Yes.
is an example of pencil and paper assessment.
Well, this
This
kind.
would be
Okay. Yes.
considered,
Okay.
yeah, this would be considered a standard
Okay.
assessment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, the only exception would be if you were to take some of these questions right here
Yes.
and turn them into part of the verbal assessment. Does that make sense?
With these. Okay.
If yeah, like if you could use some of these and use them to maybe give you some ideas for verbal questions, then yeah, that I think that would be uh, acceptable for your assessment. So let's see, for example, let me see if I can find an example from these questions. Okay, so let's look at number 5.
Yes.
It says Ellie found the dress for the party while trying it on in the video.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, so if the test taker is a girl,
Mm-hmm.
you could use this as an example, and maybe say, have that as part of the dialogue, where test taker is pretending to buy a dress and asks the employee if she can try it on the fitting room.
Oh.
Maybe that could be part of the dialogue. You see what I mean? You're
Yes.
taking ideas from these pencil and paper questions and answers,
Mm-hmm.
and you're using them to uh, come up with some verbal assessment. You could do it that way, or you can come up with your own. But no matter what happens,
Mm-hmm.
I would strongly suggest that you use verbal questions that are similar to the ones that the students used during lesson practice, during the lesson activities.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Use the similar ones, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because those are the ones that they're going to be familiar with. Got it?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Because otherwise, if you use something that's too different that they're not familiar with, that's not going to be fair for them, because they're not ready for that sort.
Yes. Okay.
You got to use the stuff that they practiced.
Okay. So. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And what you could do is you can take my advice and then work on it to the best of your ability on your own time.
Yes.
And then the next time we meet, I can show me your progress,
Mm-hmm.
and I can help you correct it if you need it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The scenario part. Okay. Assessment. Okay. Yes. Okay.
All right, Mandy. Well, we only have like about 4 minutes left, so want to just boot it right here.
Yeah. I think this should be good for today. Yeah.
All right, Mandy. Well, good luck to you.
Yes.
And don't forget to schedule. As soon as you have something
Yes. Okay.
for
Yes.
part
Yes.
3,
Uh-huh.
and I'll help you correct it. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Mandy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. Now I'm gonna do the other one, right? Yes.